Photography is a minefield full of genuinely shit products.
Yeah, I'm not spending that much money on the back. I mean, 160, I can kind of swing. 280, suck dick.
That you might use once or twice, but ends up staying at home or in your camera bag for the duration of your career. But other products are amazing, and I wish I brought sooner. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm going to start right now. So what I've done is I've organised my top 6 products that I absolutely love and I wish I brought sooner for wedding photography. And what I've done is I've organised them from cheapest to most expensive, with a quick fire round at the end with a few honourable mentions I had. And with the more expensive products, what I'll do is I'll give you a budget-friendly option if they're a little bit too expensive. So my first product is this, and it's the JJC multifunctional battery case. And all it does is it holds your SD cards and batteries in one secure location. So if you go ahead and open it up, one side you've got up to 6 SD card spots, which is more than enough for a wedding day, even if you're shooting on 2 cameras. And the other side you've got a spot for 2 batteries. Now, depending on obviously the type of camera brand you're shooting on or the type of camera, obviously shoot on R5, so I've got my LP-E6NH batteries, but you might want to choose a specific size or the foam pad for your specific camera brand. So there should be a sub-selection if you go on the Amazon website. And all it does, just stores them nice securely in a little waterproof housing. Now, I've been in several situations before I brought this where I've left my spare SD cards and spare batteries in my main bag. And then I've gone ahead and done a couple shoot on the other side of a field, and then I've realised, oh no, I'm running out of battery, or oh no, I'm running out of SD card space. So what's nice about this is it's small enough easily to fit in a pocket and basically just gives you a backup just in case anything goes wrong. So yeah, it's really handy to have, but the big benefit to it is it's incredibly cheap, only coming in at the time of making this video for $12.99. So if you haven't got something like this yet, highly recommend it if you're a wedding photographer. Okay, so my next product I wish I brought sooner is a camera cage. Now, the main reason I brought a camera cage was for video. It's a video-centric accessory, but I actually think it's really good if you're a wedding photographer for one main reason: protection. Think of it like a phone case for your camera. I've been to a lot of situations where guests have by accident bumped into my camera, or I've directly walked into a wall and actually damaged my camera. I did that to my previous camera. And now with the camera cage, when I'm shooting with photos, think of it as just like a protective metal shield around your camera. If you do bump into a wall, you're going to damage the actual camera cage itself, which is significantly cheaper than getting your camera replaced. Now, depending on the type of camera you've got, or depending on the overall price of your camera cage. For example, I've got the Canon EOS R5, and this cage set me back around about 100 quid. I think it was about £109 in total. It's the small rig one, but there are obviously plenty of brands out there. And obviously, depending on the type of camera you've got, a smaller camera, usually a cheaper camera cage. And obviously the big benefit to it is it's also great for video as well. So if you do want to attach side handles, or if you're a photographer that wants to get into video, you've already brought a camera cage for your camera. Plus, and the handiest thing, you can actually buy a phone mount that actually attached to the top. So when you're doing group shots, you've got the list on your phone, and you can tick it through while holding it. Really handy if you're someone that does a lot of group photos. So if you haven't brought a camera cage yet, highly recommend it if you're a wedding photographer. Now, my next accessory is great if you're someone that likes shooting film. Now, I tried to start shooting film this year, but I found film way too expensive. I actually found a set of Kodak Portra 400 for 36 photos, over £30, which means it's about £1 per photo just for the film. Then you've got to get it processed, developed, and the whole shebang. Takes a lot of time, and for some bizarre reason nowadays really expensive. So I kind of gravitated away from 35mm film and brought myself a little Polaroid camera, and I got myself the Polaroid Now, although I think the one available now is the Polaroid Now Plus. And what's great about it is it's an instant photo film camera. So at the end of the night, I take a couple photos, give them to people in 15-30 minutes, it's developed, and they've got something that they can physically hold straight away. And everyone loves Polaroid cameras, at least from what I've seen. They go up to you and go, "Whoa, what's that?" And you take a photo and they absolutely love it. I actually really like it as well for more social interactions. I don't want to bring my expensive camera around with me all day. So bringing this to parties, events, days out, it's just really fun to have. Print it, you got your photo instantly, or at least within 15 minutes. And one of my little things that I'm trying to do is I love going to USA national parks. Every national park I go to, I take a photo of the front sign, and I'm actually really liking it. So if you haven't got yourself something like this, it's great for a wedding day to show off to your couple at the end of the night, or just take a couple snaps of some guests, for example. But also for social events, and it's not actually that expensive. At the moment, at least on Amazon, a Polaroid Now Plus comes in at around about £139, significantly cheaper than if you want to buy 35mm roll film and then getting it developed. Now on a wedding day, I'm sure you'll know that weddings are incredibly long, between 10 to 12, even 14 hours in some cases. So you want a nice, comfortable camera harness that can carry either 1 or 2 cameras. Now I'm someone that I love shooting on 2 cameras. Usually I shoot on a zoom or a prime, depending on the event. Just gives me a quicker angle. If I want to shoot on my 85mm and my 35mm, I've got my 2 cameras on me at the same time. And the camera harness that I've chosen for that is this. This is the Hold Fast Moneymaker. Now I like this for a variety of reasons. Firstly, it's a really comfortable camera harness. Like I was saying, wedding days can be long. I'm sure you guys know that if you're a wedding photographer. So buying a nice, comfortable camera harness is essential. And I don't like camera harnesses that go over your neck, because your neck muscles aren't as large as your shoulder muscles. So having these basically puts all the weight on your shoulders. But the other big benefit is it looks really nice. Now granted, this is leather, so if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you don't want to buy leather, they do a non-leather version, like a vegan version as it were. But yeah, really comfortable, really stylish. I really like it, how well it looks, especially when you've got a nice brown belt and you've got your hat on. It looks really nice. But the most important thing is it's comfortable. The downside to it is it's definitely on the more expensive side of things, coming in at the moment anyway for around £265. Again, depending on the style you go for. I think the vegan versions are slightly cheaper. So there are a few budget options I can give you. The one that I actually really like when I'm just using one camera is going to be the Peak Design camera harness, and I really like that one. And that's around about £65 depending on the one that you go for. So yeah, if you can't afford this one, which to be honest with you, I do really think it's a great investment. I've had it for about 3 years, I think, so far, and I just really like it. But if you can't stretch to that, the Peak Design one I also really like. Now, when you turn up on a wedding day, you want to look the part, you want to look stylish, you want to make sure you don't just turn up with any random old camera bag, which camera bags are usually the ugliest bags on the market. You want to turn up with a nice one. And that's why I've gone ahead and brought myself this. This is the Hadley Pro, or the Billingham Hadley Pro 2020. And it's by far my most stylish bag. So when I turn up and I only need to, or maybe more of a smaller, intimate wedding, I only need 1 camera bag. This is the bag that I usually bring. It's got easily enough space for 1 camera and 2 lenses, or if you're holding a camera, you can easily fit 3 lenses in here. Front opens up with these nice little leather kind of clasps. You've got 2 giant pockets on the front, which is more than enough space. For example, if you want to store your JJC multifunctional battery case, easily fits in one of those pockets. You can fit other things in there, like filters or anything like that. Then on the top here, you've obviously got your really nice, very well-made shoulder strap. It doesn't actually come, annoyingly, with the, I guess you could say that's a shoulder pad. It doesn't come with this shoulder pad. You have to buy that as an optional extra, and we'll talk about price in a second. But as you can see, you've got more than enough space, and plus if you're shooting on an APS-C camera, you probably can fit even more cameras and lenses in there. And then on the back, if we go ahead and lift that up, you've got this kind of strap, so it can fit over larger camera bags if that's something you're bringing, maybe if you're going on holiday, for example. Then right at the back here, got a little zip, and I usually store my car keys and my phone, usually just in the back here. It's a nice place to just store more personal items. Now, this is a great bag, I love it. I'm an English country photographer, so I'm going to a lot of barns, a lot of kind of very prestigious places. So turning up with this makes me look the part, and that's what I really like about it. The downside to it is it's definitely on the more expensive side, being the smallest bag I own, but also the most expensive bag I own, coming in brand new at £309. But in my opinion, it was definitely worth it for the look, the feel of it. It's fully waterproof. This actually used to be an old fishing bag by the people that used to make Billingham in the 1970s, and they used to make bags that are completely waterproof. So this could be out in torrential rain and you'd probably be fine, which if you're England, you'll know how bad the rain's been recently. So yeah, really nice, well-made bag, handmade in England, but if you can't stretch to it, there are plenty of other bags on the market. Just maybe not as good looking as this one. Now, of course, I do own a lot of camera bags. I think I own about 5 or 6, including that Billingham one I've just showed you, but none of them fit everything. And that is what I was after for many years, finding something that could fit all of my lenses and all of my camera gear in there. And then I came across Pelican cases, and they have changed my life. Carrying everything in one bag, at least all of your expensive stuff, you can't fit light stands or soft boxes or anything like that. But all your cameras, all your lenses, all your SD cards and batteries all can go in one place. And the one that I went for is this one. This is the Pelican 1535 Air. And it's got more than enough space to fit everything you can in it. I think I fit around 6 lenses, 2 camera bodies, SD cards, batteries, filters. Everything can easily go in here. And I brought it with the Trek Pack foam. Now the Trek Pack foam annoyingly is the most expensive option when you're looking at the list, but in my opinion it's by far the best. The pick and pluck foam breaks over time. Even after 2 or 3 uses, that foam just falls apart. You've got the foam dividers, which are good, more like a traditional camera bag, but they're not as efficient as the Trek Pack foam when it comes to storing. So you won't be able to store as much stuff because the foam pads take up a significant amount of room in your camera bag. Where the Trek Pack foam is multi-usable, so you can use it up. Once it's cut up, obviously, that's all you've got. But it gives you a lot more, it's a lot more efficient with the amount of stuff that you can store within it. Now, grant you, Pelican cases are incredibly expensive. The one that I've got here with the Trek Pack foam, the 1535 Air with Trek Pack, comes in at around £450 brand new. But as a budget option, you can either buy non-Pelican, that's an option. You can buy yourself some third brand one, but also you can go second hand. I know a lot of people that sell Pelican cases because they're so well made, they last for ages. So you might be able to find a second hand one or a third hand one that's been a little bit used, but it should be okay because of how well made they are. And in some cases, they actually offer a lifetime warranty. Plus you can get them in a variety of colors. I've gone for the black one. And as you can see, I've been all over the world with it. I've been to America, and I've got a few stickers from where I've been. So if you're a destination wedding photographer and you're after a place that can store all your stuff on a plane, or if you're just a local location wedding photographer and you just want to carry all your stuff, highly recommend the investment. It's just a shame of how expensive it is. But biggest thing, buy the Trek Pack foam. Okay, so let's move on to the quick fire round and a few honourable mentions I just had to mention in this video. Small rig multi-tool, kind of says what it does on the tin really. It's a multi-tool. You've got all the variety of different Allen keys on here, all in one place. And if you're a wedding photographer or filmmaker and you're dealing with tripods, really handy tool, something I wish I brought sooner. Battery charger, really handy for a wedding day, just helps you keep your phone topped up. Last thing you want to do is run out of battery, because sometimes I'm driving to locations I have no idea where I'm going, and sat-nav is essential. So a battery charger is really helpful. Rocket blower. This just simply blows off the dust on your sensor. I've had a few times where it's been a little bit windy and dust and stuff has gotten to my sensor when swapping out lenses. So having a small little rocket blower in your bag, really handy on a wedding day, because there's nowhere else you can actually clean your sensor. Getting yourself a water bottle is essential for a wedding day. And I've actually got myself a really peculiar shaped one because it easily fits in my Billingham bag. So for example, I've got my bag here, going to open it up. This water bottle easily fits in my little personal stash without taking up any room. So a water bottle is great, but a water bottle like that is even better. Hopefully this goes without saying, but spare SD cards and having lots of them. I usually bring around double the amount that I need. I always end up overshooting on a wedding day, or possibly ends up having corruption issues. So having spare ones is just one less thing to worry about on an important wedding day. A lens cloth and possibly some lens cleaning spray. You don't know when you're gonna get stuff on your sensor. I've been to a lot of dusty locations recently, especially when I was shooting in the desert, and I don't wanna get dust and debris on the front of my lens. So buying a little bit of lens cleaner, as well as just having a microfiber cloth in your bag is incredibly helpful, and you never know when your lens could get dirty, so this is always important to have in your bag. And lastly, again, on a very similar note, batteries. Making sure you've got enough charged batteries in your bag. Again, I usually try and bring about double. Usually I use about 4 batteries or 2 batteries per camera. So bringing 8 batteries in total is essential. Something I always recommend. Again, one less thing to worry about. And there we have it. There are just a few products that I just can't live without as a wedding photographer on a wedding day, and products I wish I brought sooner. From my cheapest, being my 2-in-1 SD card battery holder, all the way up to my most expensive, my beloved hard case, which I just can't live without. And of course, if you can think of anything else, make sure to write it down in the comments below. I have so many products that I use, I could easily make a part 2. So if you're interested, make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to all of my YouTube members that are extra supporting the channel. If you want to become a YouTube member, make sure to head to the link in the description where you get extra perks, including free Lightroom presets. I've been James for Photo Fever, and I'll catch you guys next time.